Hi everyone, I'm Peggy Rometo and this is the Weekly Wake Up. Okay, so a little bit of a sore throat this week, so I hope you can hear me okay and just bear with me. So each and every week we always slow down, take control by allowing ourselves to just really let go and to see what's there for ourselves. And the entire intention of doing this is not for me to predict your future or to predict the future, but to be able to support you in being able to trust your instincts so that you can see what's going on in your life and so that you can have a better reaction and a better choice in the matter. And we do that by practicing, by slowing down and being able to trust our instincts in the moment. And the idea of the Weekly Wake Up is to see where are the moments in our life where we can actually anticipate and be able to practice and see as we go along in this process maybe what can be amplified each week, a skill or a part of ourselves that needs to be awakened or that we need to be on the lookout for, that's going to allow us to have a greater insight or greater clarity or a creative ability that maybe we didn't have the day before or the last month, right? So it's all about flexing our intuitive muscles so that we can become, and create the life that we want. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the breathing that we do. We just slow down, go into the heart, drop down to the center of the earth, and we do 3 long breaths in and out. And every time we exhale, we're just letting go of the chatter in the mind or the anxiety or the part of us that thinks we already know the answer, all that stuff that's just in the way of truthful information. Okay, so let's tune in and find out what's up for us for this week. So really start this week. Some of us start on a real high note and maybe some great things have just happened for you. Maybe a purchase came in that you were wanting or a promotion came in that you were looking for. And so there's like a fountain. So for a lot of you, there's just a fountain of energy coming through you. And that can be really beneficial. And we want to use that, one, to get to know ourselves a little bit better so that we can pay attention and ride those waves and also know when we're off, when we're maybe not feeling so well, or when somebody else is cramping our style or encroaching on our free will or our behavior to stand up for ourselves. And a lot of what's happening right now for a lot of people are they're going through some healing. Some situations are coming up to be healed and removed or adjusted in their life. Sometimes, when bad things happen, like we get fired or our car gets totaled or our somebody in our life gets sick, right? Or God forbid even passes away. These are challenges, and some of them are really extraordinarily difficult. But when we go through those moments, that same amount of darkness, that same amount of light is there for us to reveal. So through that darkness, this great light is revealed. So if you're somebody who's really on the opposite end of this spectrum and you're really suffering and you're really or have something really difficult that you're going through, what we always want to do is we always just want to stop, take care of ourselves, and let go and really process in the moment. In those moments when we can actually let go and take care of ourselves and process, new light can come in, new information can come in. We can allow other people to support us. New ideas can come in, and out of that darkness, the most beautiful things can occur and new directions can happen. So don't discount if something difficult or negative is going on in your life, that there's not a beautiful opening in spite of that pressure, in spite of that sadness or grief or overwhelming fear. You want to start to ask for, show me the way, or show me the light, or show me what I should be doing, or help me to get through the moment, right? And when you ask those questions of the universe, an answer will always come in. So if you're somebody who's going through a lot of difficulty, know that there's some great revelations that can happen for you in these moments, okay? And then for those of you that are already in this space of just the joy, and like I was seeing, the fountain, just you're already in the flow and things are coming in. There's a real opportunity for you to get to know yourself in a new way. How do I respond? How does it feel when I'm listening? And when everything's happening and you're hitting on all cylinders, you really want to pay attention to how you're receiving that information. Because what happens is as it comes in, and then you see it happen over there. So you might hear it in your mind, you might feel it in your body, or you might see it in your environment, and then you know what to do, or you intuitively hear a thought, right? And you string these things together. We practice with them. So this week, there's a lot of you that are having these intuitive moments, these intuitive, exciting things that are happening for you. And you just want to get in the practice of making notes about things that you might see for yourself or visions that might come in. And then you also want to let go. And if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't occur, you want to double check. Was that something that I really wanted, or was that something that, somebody else wanted for me? So you can start to use your discernment about why that information was the way it was. So there's this big curve that's opening up for us in terms of our ability to heal and our ability to lead and our ability to have creative forces and to be able to connect the dots. Okay, so lots of learning, lots of spiritual opportunity this week to be able to connect those dots and to be able to release any suffering or instability or fear. So let's see what else is up for us this week. I see an arrow over my head, and I heard some of us are overdoing it and are not taking good care of ourselves, and we need to slow down, and we need to be present to our own needs and create the boundaries that we need for optimal health. Thank you very much. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? And this is also not about self-sacrifice, right? This is not about anybody needing you, or and this is the thing. If you're somebody who's accustomed to giving a lot, you want to be aware that when you overgive or you overshare, that you're also diminishing somebody else's capacity, their ability to take care of themselves, or their ability to draw it in from someplace else. So just be aware that if you're tempted to go too far, that doesn't do you any good or anybody else any good. So it's about being able to pull back and to be able to feel that rhythm, right? Feel the rhythm of what's important for you, what's going to work for you. And so for this week, you're being asked to slow down, take care of yourself if you're somebody who's prone to overdoing it, and to allow things to come to you. Okay, so let's see here what else is available for us. Okay, some people have been sacrificing things that are unnecessary, things that you've been sacrificing because you thought it was the right thing to do, or you thought that's what your partner wanted you to do. And I feel like you're going to get a wake-up call this week that's like, why are you doing that? I never asked you to do that. You don't have to do that for me. So there's some of you are going to be getting some information about procedures or steps that you've been doing unnecessarily, either because you thought it was the right thing to do, or you thought that you were helping somebody out or taking over something so that their life could be better, but instead it's actually created this imbalance, and those people feel a little bit frustrated that you're in their life, or that you're doing too much for them, that they'd rather be left alone or do it for themselves, especially parent-child, right? Or really showing me parent-child, or siblings, where you could be doing it, taking care of your brother or your sister too much. And it's not about going away. It's just about noticing the imbalance and finding resolution, and even being able to say, wow, I'm sorry. I've noticed that I'm really got myself in your business, and it's none of my business, but I was worried or concerned, and I'm going to do my best not to do that anymore. And you might be surprised that they might go, just thank you, right? Sometimes we're the last ones to know. So just be aware that this is another thing that's that you may be alerted to this week about overgiving or being too much in somebody else's business, and not because you're nosy, but because you wanted to help, and or think that maybe they're suffering or that they needed help, right? So just pay attention to that as well when that shows up. So there's also some symbiotic energy, things that maybe you implemented a couple of months ago that may come back around, something that maybe it feels like a creative project. It could be a book, it could be a writing project, it could be an opportunity to connect with TV or radio or a magazine, but it feels media based and it feels like it's connected to public. So it could even be something as maybe you're somebody with a Girl Scout troop and another troop wants you to come in and speak, or maybe you're somebody who's in a church, who's a deacon or something of that nature, and you're being invited to speak someplace else, or somebody wants to feature you in a TV or in a or at their club, right? So there's an opportunity for those of you that are interested in that to be aware that all you have to do is kind of like open your eyes, maybe scratch the surface, and you could actually have some of these things come together that maybe you wanted. So there is, if you put effort in launching yourself or advancing yourself in the media, you're going to get some positive results this week. So for those of you that are ready to do that, go for it. And some of you, it may just happen naturally. In other words, you've already planted the seeds and a couple months ago, and it's going to come back in this month. Okay, so, or this week rather. So be open for that opportunity. Okay, so let's see what else is up for us this week. There could be a partnership that comes in on Thursday. You want to be just really, I don't want to say skeptical, but I want to say that you want to make sure that you read the fine print, go through all, the conversation and the dialogue, make sure that whatever it is put in writing, and then you have somebody else read it and review it, because it feels like there's some foggy things, or I don't want to use the word sketchy, but let's say not thought out. Okay, so not thought out. And some of you may also be dealing with businesses or situations that you've gotten into in the past and they haven't been thought out. And then this week you're having to go toe to toe with that person or that company to unwind things or to have a dialogue. So there's some of these messes that we unknowingly created a couple of months ago may come up to the surface for us to sort out. Like, oh, I didn't know that's what you meant, or geez, I didn't know that's what I was signing, or wow, I thought I meant this and you meant that. Now what are we going to do? So some of those things that were cloaked, that we didn't even know that we created as problems, are going to come up this week for us to handle. And you know what? All there is to do is just really be clear, matter of fact, apologize for any misunderstanding or misinterpretation. Of course, it was not your intent, unless it was, right? If it was, then just say, maybe, I don't know, I'm going to leave that one up to you, what you're going to say about that. But the idea is you always want to be as honest as you can. And in that process, when you're really honest, it makes it really difficult for that other person to remain angry or to remain mad, at least for a long time. And if they do, then you know what, maybe it's just not meant to be, and they'll go away and something better will come in. So just be aware there's these things that are being revealed that were started months ago, and it's clearing them out. And not necessarily for it not to work, but so that it can work. And if it can't work, then there will be a clear kind of like a release, like a zipper becoming undone, where parties can go their own ways. So you're going to have some dialogue or conversation, some of you, about things that misunderstandings or misrepresentations this week to get cleared up. Okay, nothing to be, I would say, I wouldn't be worried about this. It's just what is, right? It's just something that sometimes comes our way and we have to handle, and this may be one of those weeks. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in store for us this week. So for some of you, there may be even a different partnership that comes in, and this could be romantic, somebody new, or it could be a twist in your own relationship of getting a new direction or a new connection. Some of you may find that your relationship is taking to the next level. So this could be an engagement. It could be that you're having a new baby. It could be that you are newly pregnant, or that you're trying to resolve marital issues and you're really jumping into counseling, or you discover things that have been going on in the marriage that aren't healthy and that aren't productive. Those could be some of the other things that are coming to light this week for some of you. And now, I wouldn't recommend looking for anything. Like, I don't like people to be paranoid or suspicious, but you know what? It's always okay to say to the universe, hey, if there's something going on in my relationship that I need to know about, then please bring it to me. Bring it to my attention so I can see it, so I can correct it. And if I can't correct it, then, then show me what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So we can put those prayers out and let go, in which case kind of like our eyes are opened to be able to see it, what's going on, or what we may have been missing. And sometimes we can say those prayers and there's nothing there, because there's nothing there because it's just our shadow side, which has to do with doubt and fear and insecurity and loneliness and abandonment. And so we're projecting that onto our partner. And if that's the case, then you're going to want to be able to heal and take care of that, because that's coming from history. It's coming from someplace. It's coming from a place of lack. And then you'll have the opportunity to take care of that as well. So there's a lot of stuff happening this week with clarity, with things that we aren't aware about, especially in partnerships, both relationship and business. So I feel like this is going to be a really big week for a lot of people. And a lot of it is good too. There's money coming in for a lot of people. A lot of money can come in for people through these new alliances and through these new partnerships and through these speaking engagements and dialogue and conversation. So some of you are also going to get a big opportunity to be lifted out of one position and be put into another. All right. And again, some of you who have doors closed on you, make sure that you're focused on where you want to go and make those phone calls and let your friends and family know the direction that you want to go if you're looking for work, because there's plenty of opportunity to get work here too. All right, you guys, have an amazing week. Thank you so much for watching the Weekly Wake Up and sharing and liking and commenting below. And I look forward to connecting with you again next week.